There's this interesting story in the scriptures, in John chapter 13, where Jesus is eating dinner with his disciples. And it's one of the last times Jesus would have this moment with his friends. And the scriptures actually say that Jesus realized he had all authority and all power. And in this moment, Jesus chose to get up and to take off his outer clothes and to wash the feet of his friends. Now, washing feet was something that only the lowliest servant in the house did. But Jesus in this moment chooses to be authentic, chooses to love each of these men in this way. Now, his lead friend, his lead disciple, Peter, sees this going on and is kind of embarrassed in this moment and says, Jesus, are you going to wash my feet too? And Jesus says, if you don't let me wash you, then you'll have no part in me. And then once they're done washing feet, Jesus gets up and sits down and explains what he's done. He says that if I'm your Lord and if I'm your master and I am willing to serve and love in this way for you, then you should be willing to do it for one another. Community is one of these spiritual values that is so necessary to maintain our spiritual health. I want you to think about for a moment, for these guys, this moment of authenticity, this moment of sacrifice would have meant so much to them. We all need a place where we can experience values lived out, and that is the purpose of community. See, in this moment, we see all these beautiful elements coming together, and one element is actually even the water. That Jesus is washing each of these disciples' feet, and in the scriptures, water was symbolic of purity. It was the way men and women were baptized into a new movement or a new promise. And in this moment, Jesus says to Peter, if I don't wash you, you're not a part of me. And in a sense, he's saying that this washing is a way that you are identified with this community. And in the same way, we have a spiritual value for baptism. And so baptism is the doorway into this conversation of faith, a conversation with people that are all doing this thing together. Because if you think about it, that the most impactful times in your life have always been seen through the lens of a person sacrificing and loving you in a way that produced community that was safe for you to change, to grow, and to learn. And so not only do we as human beings need community, but as followers of Jesus, we have to begin to foster and cultivate community. This is where we begin to realize that love must always be the context for all mission. That love is the incubator in which we find truth and growth and freedom. That when we speak to people, we must first speak to them in a context of love. Now, many times when we decide to try and share what's important to us, to share our faith, we try and do it through truth. We think that the informational transfer is what's most important. But what we don't realize is that what motivates people is love. What shows them that we're invested is sacrifice. And so, in a way, we have to be willing to always let our love outrun and outweigh our truth. In fact, one great way to know if you are loving someone well is if they actually give pushback to the truth you're trying to share with them. If you're getting backlash or pushback, then you may want to wonder, am I loving this person enough to deserve to be able to say the things I'm saying? See, love is the context for all mission. But not only is love the context, the incubator in which we bring truth to people, but love is actually literally the context for all mission. I want you to think about for a second explaining hope to someone. Explaining the nuances of hope, everything that's involved with hope, or even explaining love. These are hard things to grasp in the philosophical sense, but to see them lived out in front of you, it becomes perfectly clear. When you put someone into the middle of a Jesus group, in the middle of a Jesus conversation, and they see love lived out, forgiveness lived out, hope lived out, then it changes people's lives in a powerful, powerful way. When we get people into the context of love, it naturally does mission. So now the question is, who are you willing to sacrifice and serve for? Are you willing to be identified with a group of people that choose to live and to sacrifice and to love like Jesus? Are you willing to embrace the risk that is involvement in a community?